Well, hello, everybody, one and all. It is Saturday. And you know what that means. We are talking with our friends in our ecosystem. And today we got Depouch. We got Mr. BubbiByte. I'm going to call him BubbiByte. We're going to have a lot of fun conversation. We got a lot to talk about, you guys. Let's get this intro going, and we're going to have this party started. All right. For those who have not heard, THORChain is the world's leading Bitcoin DEX. You can swap 13 different blockchains across 41 different pools without using bridges or wrap tokens. Check it out at swap.thorchain.org, swap.thorchain.org. Anyone in the world can use THORChain, guys. There's no account open, no KYC required, and privacy is a human right. THORChain has two tokens, Rune and TCY. The fees for swapping on THORChain are paid in Rune, and that's where the yield comes from. The fees are deducted from swap, so you do not need to own Rune to trade on THORChain, you guys. The Rune token is also currently deflationary as 5% of fees are burned, and 10% of protocol's fees goes to TCY token holders. Remember, guys, stake your TCY tokens in order to collect that yield. There are no block rewards on THORChain. The protocol's fees are real money paid by real users. There's no gimmicks here. THORChain is more than just a DEX, you guys. It's a programmable layer 1 to create smart contracts and dApps. This app layer is being developed by Ruggiera. Check out my hat. If you need help with THORChain in general, guys, please join the THORChain, our group on THORChain.org. And then we also have our Telegram group as well. So THORChain.org. And also on THORChain.org, join our email list, guys. It is the best way to stay up to date with THORChain. And always remember, this podcast is for information and educational purposes only and does not constitute financial investment or legal advice. The THORChain community does not endorse or condone illicit activity of any kind ever whatsoever. What's going on, you guys? My name's Denny. I go by Patriot Sounds on X. Love THORChain. Been doing content creation, education for years now. 6 years, I think. It's wonderful. I'm going to kick it to my main man, Kenton, if he's got a marketing update for us. How you doing, Kenton?
Good, thanks, Denny. Maybe just a smidgen update. I finished submitting the info to get a scam website taken down. So I haven't actually checked it. I don't know if maybe it's already done, but like an impersonator of THORChain, and then talking to some guys about paying for KOLs, and I'm to promote THORChain, and I'm like, I'm so on it. Still seems a bit expensive, but I'm thinking about things that we can do when Monero goes live, right? Try to get some momentum, get people talking about it. So we'll see. That's it, really, from Thursday. So maybe I'll stop there and kick it over to BubbiByte. If you could, just tell us about your journey in crypto, and what gets you into it, why you like it, and how that led to Depouch.
Yep, yeah, for sure. So yeah, hi everybody who doesn't know me. My name is Torbjørn Breum. Online, I go by BubbiByte. I'm the co-founder of Depouch and co-owner of Merriment Staking and owner of Breum. And yeah, I've been following the crypto space since around 2012 or 2013. So it's been like quite a long time. And I discovered Bitcoin by my father. He told me about it back then. I was only 11 or 12. And I didn't have access to a bank account, because you needed to be 15 to have a bank account. But then he showed me Bitcoin. And then I downloaded the Bitcoin wallet and had access to digital money without the bank telling me I'm not old enough, or the state saying I'm not old enough for digital money. And that just blew my mind. And then I got sucked into crypto ever since then. And then, of course, the whole mystery of who is Satoshi Nakamoto and stuff. But I really saw the power of Bitcoin from that, because why can't I have a bank account? What? And then when I did turn 15, I had access to a bank account. It was so stupid. I had to go to the bank, put in my card, and print a receipt on paper. I didn't have access to a online bank account. And meanwhile, I had access to Bitcoin wallets and Ethereum and Litecoin and all these digital money. And what the fuck is going on with this traditional finance? What is this? So I just been following the crypto space ever since then. Unfortunately, I was only 11 or 12 years old when I discovered Bitcoin. So like I had the Bitcoin wallet, but it had 0 Bitcoin in it. But but yeah,
It's pretty cool, man. That's a great story.
Yeah, yeah, and
Well, so can I
yeah.
ask you, how old are you now?
I'm 25.
25. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. This is actually pretty neat, man. Cause like, I don't know if I've ever met anyone who's got into Bitcoin that as young as you have. That's pretty cool. So,
Yeah.
but you're the future, man.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to learn more about you then. Okay. So, you get going on your own when you're a teenager.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe I should mention, like, yeah, as I said, it was my father who showed me Bitcoin, and like, we had it for or still have as like interest and hobby, like we do. So we've done all kinds of crypto projects over the years. Like back in the early days, my father, he was trying to mine Bitcoin, didn't really turn out to anything, and like played with Ethereum back in the days when it was like worth basically nothing. So we had a fun time like looking on all these cryptos, and the ICO boom, when that happened, that was also a fun time. So fast forward a few years, in 2020, I started working on a peer-to-peer exchange together with my father. Because like, I'm not a fan of centralized exchanges and all this KYC and AML and stuff. Like, it's like, it doesn't really make sense to me. And back in 2016, when I was in school, I thought it's so stupid that like I have like this Bitcoin, I have this Litecoin and stuff, but I cannot trade it between each other. So I was like, one day there should be like a decentralized system where I can trade like my Bitcoin and Litecoin to each other without using a centralized exchange, because I was only 15 or 16 at the time, so I didn't have access to centralized exchanges because you need to be 18. And then I thought, like, someday someone will make it. And then I heard about atomic swaps a few years later, but it wasn't really like what I had imagined, and like the UX wasn't really that good, so it never really catched on, the whole atomic swap thing. Then, meanwhile, in 2020 and 2021, when I was working on this peer-to-peer exchange, I heard about THORChain. I think it was 2021 or 2022 when I heard about THORChain. And then I tried it and I was like, oh shit, this is it. This is what I've been dreaming of since 2016 or 2017. Like, this is it. And I just started learning all I could about THORChain and dove right in. And I believe like the first time I used THORChain, it wasn't even on mainnet. It was on, I believe it was called ChaosNet or something at the time. And the first rune I bought was this BEP2 rune or something. Like, it wasn't native rune. And then I believe it was 2022, there was the kill switch to switch to native rune. So I've been lurking in this THORChain ecosystem for for quite a long time. And yeah, so that's like the journey. And then like I was working on this peer-to-peer exchange because I didn't like centralized exchanges and this whole KYC stuff. So I wanted to create a platform where people could trade like cash for crypto without doing full KYC and all this other stuff. And then we launched. And after we launched in 2023, we basically got told, well, what you're doing is not really legal. And I was like, well, okay, well, that sucks. But and then we basically got told, well, you have a few choices, like either like you can break the law and keep going, or you do full KYC and all this other stuff. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to do full KYC and all this other stuff because I don't want to be eyes and ears for the state and like tell whenever I use or do something out of the ordinary. Like, what the fuck? What is even ordinary? Like, what are you speaking about? And so we shut it down because that was really the only choice we had. Then I came up with the idea of Depouch. And at the beginning in 2023, when we started working on it, it was to be a mobile-first app. And then we also wanted to do like web and desktop app and all this kind of thing. And we started to get going and do a bit of marketing and stuff, like just a little tiny bit. And got contacted by Maya Protocol, and like also like not that we had contact with THORChain directly, but Familiar Cow at the time was the BD, and he followed our Twitter and stuff. So I know like we at least they knew that we existed. But then I got offered to join another cryptocurrency company, or another crypto company, and then I did that, and Depouch got put on the side. Then here in 2025, my father and I, we didn't have a hobby project that we did on the side, so we were like looking at each other like, we want to do something together just for the fun, just as a hobby. And then I was like, I still want to do this DEX thing. Like there was all these interfaces. Swap.THORChain.org wasn't a thing at the time. But there was all these other cool interfaces, but all of them had their own little like quirks and things. And I wanted to create something that just works. Like, so the user has a little less flexibility, but it just works. So we started to make it, and then we launched it in August 2025. And yeah, that's how Depouch came to be. Pretty much, yeah.
Nice. That's a great story, man. So as you mentioned, like you and your dad wanted like a side project. So is this still like a side project for you, or is this become your main project? Like, are you still working at this other crypto company?
Yeah, I am. So yeah, like Depouch is still a hobby project. It's just something we do on the side. Like, of course, if it takes off, that would be cool. But but yeah, it's still just a hobby project. But even though it's a hobby project, like something I really enjoy spending time on. Not only that me and my father, like we like doing it with each other, but also like the whole THORChain ecosystem. It's really a fun ecosystem to be part of. Like the people who were there back in the days in the early days of cryptocurrency and the early days of Bitcoin, it had a special vibe and feeling to it. And I can like hand on heart say, to me, THORChain feels the most like the early days of crypto. Like no matter like the other ecosystems that I'm also like working in, it feels so like it's so like settled. Like in THORChain, we're still experimenting, we're still breaking new grounds. Like we have Monero coming up as the first ever DEX with Monero. Like that's fucking awesome. And we're trying new things, and like sometimes things break and stuff, but you know, we fight through it and we find a way and keep going. So it's just a fun ecosystem to be part of. And then also a thing about THORChain is like everybody in the THORChain ecosystem, we all agree on like the ground principles, like Denny's first principles, as he likes to say. Like, you know, we all agree like we should stay permissionless. Like that's something we don't compromise on. And we like decentralized, and like the node operators run the network and all these kinds of things. Like we agree on ground principles. There's nuances and all kinds of discussions of things within THORChain where we disagree between the community members of like what's the right direction, what's the focus we should have, and all this like kind of stuff. But we agree on the ground principles. In other ecosystems, the ground is starting to shake a little bit, and we see that like every time there's a fork in a chain, like that's when people disagree and the principles they start shaking. Like that's when you get a fork. And that's also a thing. Like most forks in crypto, they're hostile forks. Like you do it to outcompete the original chain. In THORChain, we have Maya Protocol, which is a friendly fork. Like they agree on the ground principles of THORChain. They just want to make sure that it's redundant, that we have two systems running in parallel with decentralized permission and swapping. So like that's just like, can you mention one other ecosystem where that has happened? A friendly fork? Like I can't. But yeah, so it's just really awesome to spend time on.
Nice, man. I love it.
I love this guy, Kenton. This is great.
Yeah, this is great. I didn't know any of this before. This is the first time we met, first time we chatted.
Yeah.
This is cool, man. Well, so I love the praise on THORChain, but we want, you know, this today's about Depouch.
Yeah.
And about you. So can you tell us more about Depouch then? So do you have any kind of like, what makes you different than everyone else? Why should people pay attention? And by all means, if you want to do a screen share, walk us through it, your website.
Yeah, Yeah, I think I'll just talk. Like people can go to depouch.com and look at it yourself afterwards. Anyway, but yeah. So like Depouch is just like a swap interface, like many others. Like there's really, to be honest, not the biggest difference between swap interface. Like no matter if you use Depouch or swap.thorchain.org or like THORSwap or whatever else, like you get almost the same experience because there's actually like very few parameters that we can compete on. Like maybe one has a little better animations, maybe one has a little lower fees or is a little bit faster, whatever. Depouch was created with the goal of just being simple and just working. So, like when I designed the flow of Depouch, I wanted to make like the user experience so that it just like when you go to the site, you know that the wallets have been tested and you know the route you're doing just works and have been tested by the developers, so like the owners of the interface. So like many other DEXs, they integrate like all these kind of tokens, and then when you go to like swap on them, you get like a list of thousands of tokens, and like maybe there's multiple Ethereums on multiple chains, and like which is the correct Ethereum, and maybe there's a token called Ethereum that has nothing to do with Ethereum, and there's all these logos, and like the images doesn't work and whatever. So Depouch runs with a curated token list. A coin list. It's open. You can see it on GitHub, but we pick the coins that are on Depouch. So when you go to trade on Depouch, the token has actually or coin has been tested by us that it actually works and there's a route for it. So it gives a little less flexibility to the user, but at least it works when you want to trade the token. And then also at the time, the other like DEXs, you had to connect the wallet you're sending from and the wallet you're sending to. Like you could paste in like the destination address, but it wasn't like default shown. It was like on many other interfaces at the time, like hidden away. Like you had to push a button and paste in the address and stuff. It wasn't really like intuitive. And I was like, well, this whole like connecting two wallets just adds complexity because browser wallets, they conflict with each other. It's a little bit better now with the new standards for wallets. So like for Ethereum and Solana, so it doesn't conflict. But at the time, also like a few years ago, is like if you had MetaMask and you had another wallet that was also EVM and you tried to connect, like they were just competing between like, I'm the fucking one you need to use. So like the user experience like wasn't really that good. So I was like, having multiple browser wallets, we shouldn't aim for that. Like you should just have one. So you only connect the wallet you're sending from, and then you just paste in on Depouch your destination address. We don't even allow you to connect the wallet you're sending to, because I just think it's more convenient. It's more easy because then you can send directly to a cold wallet or send directly to, I don't know, maybe you're swapping whatever coin to a friend or something. And it's just like, it's so easy to go into your wallet and just click copy address, paste it, there you go. It just works. Like no need to like connect multiple wallets and all this other complexity. So that's also a way we differentiate. And then the last thing is when you go to do a swap, we allow for multiple swaps at the same time. So like on some other DEXs, there was like the thing like where you did a swap, and then there was like all this like showing the status of the swap and all this kind of stuff. And like, that's good. Like I get it. But I was like, I want to make an experience where I can just see my transactions, see my trades, but I can do another one right away. Maybe I connect control wallet, RIP. Or maybe I can connect the Multisig that has like multiple coins. And like, maybe I have some Ethereum and I would trade that to Rune, and then I have some Bitcoin and I want to trade that to Rune right away. Like, why should I wait for one trade to go through? So that's like the ways like we differentiate from other DEXs. Like, there's a little less flexibility for the user, but at least like it just works. And then also we don't have the fanciest animations. Like there are other DEXs that have like much more smooth and fancy animations than we do. But from a design perspective, the thing is, when too much happens at a screen at once, it can get confusing and non-intuitive for a user. So like when you go on Depouch and you do one input, there's one animation for that output. So only one thing happens. So it's like subtle and intuitive that like, okay, when I do this, that animation happens, and it just, that's the way it goes. Like not multiple things at the same time. It's not something you think of as a user normally, because it's very like UX focused and like design focused, but it's just how we work. Like, and if you want things to be intuitive, you have to be very precise on your communication to the user through the UX. Most people don't even think about this. Like it's only something you think about if you designed like UIs and UXs. I should say, if you design UXs and thereby the UX. UI is user interface, UX is user experience. So that's how we differentiate on features.
What about, so you're an aggregator, so it's not just THORChain,
Yeah.
you're doing like
Yeah.
Uniswap, Jupiter, like all the other DEXs as well?
No, we only have THORChain and Maya Protocol, and we don't route through Uniswap and all these
Okay,
others.
why not?
Really just implementation and time. Like our main focus was cross-chain DEX. If you like the thing is, people like it's a very hard sell to convince people to use another interface if they already know something they like and trust. And like doing EVM swaps, there's all these big DEXs like Uniswap and 1inch and like all these others that people use and know. And like, why should they switch to another one? Like they know that thing and they trust that thing and it works. Cross-chain swapping is still a new thing. There's still like lots of people who don't know that decentralized cross-chain swapping is actually a thing you can do. Like most people still think like if you have to trade Bitcoin to Ethereum, you need to use a centralized exchange. And I'm like, when I tell people, well, actually not. They're like, what? And then they're like, well, okay, but isn't it just like that centralized thing where like, where it's like, it's not like they don't do KYC, but then when you trade above $500 or something, they KYC you afterwards. And like, no, it's not. It's decentralized. It's permissionless. And it's fucking awesome.
You could trade $30 million with those.
Yeah, you could just go ahead. So, yeah, sorry, I forgot the original question.
Just about adding other DEXs.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So like, why not have?
Yeah.
I agree. So I agree too. Like, no one's going to stop. Like, no offense to Depouch, but no one's going to stop using Uniswap.com. They're going to keep using it with MetaMask, whatever.
Yeah.
But if somebody wants to go from Bitcoin to whatever Ethereum meme coin, okay, they got to do the Bitcoin to Ethereum on Depouch. Then they have to go to Uniswap and do the trade there. Why not offer it all in Depouch so that, it's going to be two swaps, the one on THORChain and then the one on Ethereum, but at least they're just staying at Depouch. They don't have to go anywhere else. Have you thought of it like that? Or
Yeah. I have, and it's a very good point. And like, to be honest, it's a question of time and implementation. But with that said, I actually have like thought of a thing, and that is like THORChain now like is adding a lot of chains, and I know like a few years back it was on the talks to make THORChain like an aggregator between like Uniswap and all these others to have like these far tokens. So like just by having THORChain, you could go to whatever coin, and Rune becomes like the intermediary token, where you just know like if you have Rune, you can trade to any cryptocurrency you want. So like maybe I don't know if it's still on the drawing board for THORChain to do. But
I want to do it. Like our aggregator, I want to be able to do that. And do you remember last fall the drama with that?
Yeah.
So basically that's what I was building and then was told to stop. And but I'm persistent, guys. So maybe I should bring that conversation up again. Never take no for an answer. So sometimes no means yes. But yeah, I think we should do it, and a lot of other people agree. But anyway, that's the THORChain side of things.
Yeah,
So
it is.
we'll keep talking about you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I get it. So it's a matter of time. Like, you
Yeah.
understand the idea, that would make sense, but there's only so much time you can do stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's only 24 hours in a day. I spend at least 8 of them sleeping. So
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe I should go into like my marketing thinking of Depouch, our approach to market.
For sure. I did have another question about your THORChain Maya and Chainflip. Oh, sorry, THORChain Maya Near. Okay, well, why not Chainflip?
Again, it's a matter of, I looked at Chainflip at the time when we were, like, my priority at the time when we developed Depouch was THORChain first, then Maya Protocol, and then after launch we added Near for more redundancy and more coins, more trades. But when I was looking at integrating Chainflip, it wasn't as easy. I don't know. I haven't tried to implement it, but when I was just looking at the implementation at the docs and like how you get paid with affiliate fees and all this kind of stuff, it didn't look as easy as THORChain and Maya Protocol and Near. So again, it was just like, we want to go to market now, and then we can look at it later. We actually discussed yesterday adding Chainflip because it would make sense from a Depouch perspective. But like all the trades.
Dude, get more sleep. You need more sleep. Stop working on it. Yeah, don't do it.
But like, it's like all the coins Chainflip has are supported anyway on THORChain and Near. At least last time I checked. So it would just be for redundancy if we were going to do it. But yeah.
So can I ask you, how are you integrated with THORChain? I don't think we gave you an API, did we? API key. You integrated directly.
Yeah, we have integrated THORChain directly, and Maya Protocol directly, and like the API thing wasn't a thing at the time when we were implementing. But and yeah, like, I really think like integrating the THORChain was easy.
What's what I'm curious. Like, how was it easy to go direct? Like to not use?
Okay. I actually like we didn't have a problem. Like the documentation is quite clear, and it's just an like API endpoint you hit with a query of the parameters of like swap this coin to this coin, this amount to this address, and then you get everything. Like you get the memo that we provide to the connected wallets and the destination and everything. So I actually think like integrating THORChain directly was really easy. And the whole thing with getting paid in THORChain, like with affiliate fees, if we not include RevShare and this whole new thing, which is awesome, by the way. But this whole affiliate thing, like, it was like easy to understand how to do it. Like, just make a Thor name to condense the memo because there's only so many bytes you can use in a memo. So that's why we use Thor names to condense it, and then you just get paid in Rune whenever a swap happens. So it's easy to understand, and it's easy to apply the fee. It's in basis points, and it's just a parameter you add to the URL.
Cool.
So
Cool.
yeah, I haven't, to be honest, like I haven't looked at this whole new THORChain API thing, and I don't think we're going to switch because we have our integration that works with native with THORChain and Maya Protocol and Near, and we have our own coding system for like finding the best route for the user, where we look at different parameters for the best route.
Yeah, I don't want you to switch. I think like, I'd rather wallets platforms integrate directly, right? because that is a risk with the APIs that we're centralizing, right?
Right.
And it's just that's the trade-off to try and get it out there, right?
Yeah.
And so my thinking is, like, let's say we become dependent on this API. It's everywhere. Everyone's integrated it, but then for some reason there's a problem, or Big Brother tries to shut it down or whatever. My thinking is that these wallets and front ends will be used to using it, and they won't want to see it go away. And then that'll encourage them. They'll just integrate directly with THORChain, right? So, okay, the API isn't there anymore, but we can just go in directly. Like, it's not that hard. So that's the approach that's my philosophy with it, right? It's more important to get us out there, get THORChain out there. And it is not, the protocol THORChain keeps functioning fine, right? The API is totally separate. So, so I'm really, really glad to hear you did a direct integration and it wasn't too hard. That's great. It's great to know, man. Thank you.
Yeah, and like the documentation is also like it's better compared to many other crypto projects. Like I'm a developer, and I've been integrating all kinds of coins and all kinds of things over the years. And in general, crypto is horribly documented for the most part. Like, if there is some documentation, it is very outdated, but most likely there is not any documentation, and you have to look at the code to know what is actually going on. I have looked at the THORChain code to some degree to understand things better, but that's just because we want to understand fully what we're actually doing. But the docs themselves are easy to understand, and it's easy to understand the query system and everything.
That's great.
So yeah.
Yeah, Chris and Sammy, I'll be happy to hear that. Okay, well, so I kind of cut you off there a bit earlier. You're going to go into, were you talking about marketing, Depouch?
Yeah, I was talking a little bit about like our approach, because like Depouch has done like $200,000 almost in trading.
The rookie
volume.
numbers. We got to jack that up. We got to get you going. Come on, community, help them out here.
Yeah, and like it's not nothing, but it's insignificant. It doesn't even keep the lights on. But there's multiple things. I'm cutting myself off now because I want to tell a little story, and that is the mere fact that I was able to create Depouch at a low budget as a 24-year-old at the time, together with my father, just as a hobby side project, and create an actual decentralized exchange and get access to, at the time, $100 million plus in liquidity that our users can use to trade. That's fucking crazy. Like, that's only possible in decentralized finance. Like in TradFi, like you wouldn't even come close to doing that. Like they would be like, so you want to create an exchange where people can trade? Like, okay, you need this and this and this and this. And like, before you know it, you have spent millions of dollars in fees and regulation and like paper upon paper and all this kinds of stupid stuff. And like, and then they say like, what's your education? And like, well, I have high school. And they're like, okay, fuck off. Like, and like with the decentralized finance, it's just like, well, it's permissionless, so you just do it. There's nobody to ask. If you have the skills, if you like can do it, and you can just self-taught. Like I'm self-taught developer, and like, and all things in crypto is just over the years, like learning things. So that's so powerful. Like, I don't even think that people understand how powerful decentralized finance actually is. And the fact that we're able to do this and get access to this much liquidity and also earn from it through affiliate fees, like, that's crazy. Like, we are light years ahead of the traditional finance space. Like, we're going to come at them, and like, they're either like, they have to adapt, adopt, or die. Like, that's their options, because we're coming. So yeah, I just want.
And I love you, man. This is good. I love your attitude. I couldn't agree more. It's great. Yeah, keep going. Keep going, man.
Yeah. So I just wanted to put that out there. That like it's crazy that we were able to do this, and I was able to do this. But it just shows the power of decentralized finance and permissionlessness. So yeah. But anyway, our approach to marketing, because I hear you, Kenton. I hear you saying like, why should people switch? Like, why would they? Why would they? And the truth is, they would. They don't. People don't switch. And I actually got contacted back in the days when we launched Depouch by another DEX. I won't call it a competitor because I don't think we're competing. I also explained that. I'll explain why I don't think that. But he basically said to me that it's very hard to like get users from the big guys and like convince them to switch and all this kind of stuff. And then I said to him, well, I'm not competing with those guys. I think the market is plenty big enough for all of us. Because if you look at how much volume there is in centralized exchanges compared to decentralized exchanges and cross-chain decentralized exchanges, it's like night and day. So like, if you're just thinking, I want to take users from this other guy, I want to take the user from swap.thorchain.org, I want to take the user from THORSwap. Like, no, because people aren't going to switch. They like whatever interface they're using and it works for them and they trust it. But there's all these people who don't even know cross-chain swapping is a thing. They use centralized exchanges. And like, those are the users we want to get. And if you look at how many DEXs there are and interfaces there are, it's actually not a lot compared to how much volume there is to capture out there and how many users there is to capture. Like we have, I don't know how much, but you can just, if you look at how much trading volume THORChain is doing and Maya Protocol, it's not a lot compared to what decentralized exchanges are doing. And it's I know like a lot of
0.1%.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And like I know that a lot of the volume on centralized exchange is perpetual and all this kind of stuff, but still there's a lot of spot volume to capture.
My number is based on spot too.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
0.1% of spot. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. So it's like, if you're just trying to compete with the other guys, that's a very hard sell to convince a user to switch. It's near impossible. Like they don't really have an incentive to switch. Like, even though you say, well, I'm cheaper, I'm faster, I'm fancier. It's like, well, they don't really care because they know this other thing and it works. It's like trying to convince an iPhone user to switch to Android. It's just not going to work. Like, so my approach is that I want to try to capture the guys who first off don't even know it's a real thing. Like, there's lots of them. And the way I try to do that is when people search for very specific search terms, such as how to swap Ethereum to Bitcoin using MetaMask, we have blogs and videos and guides for that specific search term, because we don't have the budget to like throw money at marketing and paying like all these people for like articles and videos and KOLs and whatever you can think of. I don't have the budget for that, so I have to be kind of creative here. So that's just trying to do like those very specific search terms, and then taking the user through that whole journey. So we have a video showing you how it's done. We have a blog showing you how it's done. We have short videos for those who likes to watch those for how it's done. So before you even use Depouch, you know how it works because you can see all the materials, so you know how it works. And that's the thing. Like if we're going to teach people that you can actually go from centralized exchanges and use this other thing, and it's not this spooky, scary thing that only like people sitting in a dark room with like in front of a computer and typing things in the terminal. Like that's not how it works. Like we're here, we're real people, and we want to show you how things works, and it's very nice. And there's an email you can type to for help. You can contact on Discord and whatever. There's a ticket system. Like that's the way we get users over to decentralized exchanges. We show them it works and it's safe and it's like it's not this scary thing. And then like maybe some users will say, like, how do I know my funds are not colluded with other bad funds? I'm saying bad funds because I think, like, what is bad funds? I think that's debatable, but that's another thing. Like stealing a lot of this stuff is horrible, but I'm saying if people want to buy something on the internet which makes them happy, is that really a bad thing? I think that's debatable. But anyway, but then they might say, well, how do I know that like this is not a thing, and that bad actors cannot use, say, Depouch? And that's the thing. Like on Depouch at the interface level, we have a little bit of censorship. We have something called flagged addresses, because in order to operate as a interface and be somewhat centralized, like I own the domain, we run the server, all this kind of stuff, we have to do certain things to protect ourselves a little bit. So we have a system of like flagged addresses. Maybe they're like on the OFAC list or whatever, even though, again, debatable. But we also want to like try and protect like THORChain from running through like bad funds, because whenever that happens, THORChain gets a lot of flack, because people don't understand that THORChain is permissionless. Like, it's just a road, and like people can drive too fast on the road, or people can drive the speed limit of the road, but that doesn't make the road bad. Like, the road is just neutral. That's THORChain. THORChain is neutral. It doesn't judge you on anything. Like, if you like do what's in the code in the protocol, then you can use it. That's the permissionless nature. So on an interface level, like, we do a little bit of skimming, and if you are flagged in our system, like, you're not able to trade on Depouch. Like, but again, like, if you're a bad actor, you probably know how to just trade directly with THORChain through your own infrastructure or whatever else. Like,
I would think so. That's what blows my mind. If they're sophisticated enough to pull off a hack, they should. Why are they using an interface? They should be able to, write the custom memos, right? That's what I find funny. Yeah, go ahead.
So to sum it up, like, we're not trying to like target swap.thorchain.org or like THORSwap or all these other guys, because it's a hard sell and it's not gonna work. And so we're like trying these other things. But the thing is, like, still from a THORChain ecosystem perspective, I still think like that people should think of like third-party interfaces, like that you can use swap.thorchain.org, and that's your main go-to, because that's the official site and it works, and it's run by Kenton and team, and paid for by the protocol itself, and that's good. But then, if you want to support an ecosystem project, a third-party interface, could be Depouch, could be any of the other guys, then maybe use them if you can spare a few bucks on your trade, because an affiliate fee is added on top. And like for Depouch example, it's 0.3%. So maybe you're doing like most of your swaps on the official side, and then say you can like spare a few bucks. Then maybe you do another trade on Depouch or another interface, just to support the ecosystem. Because from an ecosystem perspective, the more guys that integrate THORChain, make interfaces, make wallets, makes whatever, that's a net positive for the protocol, and the cost is actually quite small, because it's a fee added on top if we look away from the rev share. But with affiliate fee, it's a fee added on top, and most likely it's a few basis points. But what you get from that is you get more developers, such as myself, joining the ecosystem, maybe buying Rune, maybe helping in Discord, maybe sending messages about this or like RPC endpoint is not working right now, whatever else. And it's more guys, more looking at THORChain, being in THORChain, and that's a net positive for THORChain. And so like, if you are a THORChain ecosystem member, that's why you should consider using something like Depouch. Like, because I cannot say to them that we are better or faster or cheaper than the official one, because we're not. But like, again, it's just about, do you want to, like, can you spare a few bucks in a trade? Then use a third-party exchange, or keep using the main one. Like, THORChain earns like whatever interface you use. THORChain gets the same amount of money. So yeah, I think
we'll
that's
have to. I'll talk to the guys. We should do a blog post for you too, and help you. So that's my goal with marketing, like with integrations, the ecosystem, is help you promote yourself, right?
Yeah.
We can do some tweets and tell people about you and get the word out, right? So everyone becomes familiar with you. So and then also too, like 6 months down the road, you're down the road, whatever, you add some new features, you want to tell us about them, come back on the podcast and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, for sure. I would love to.
Yeah. So definitely happy to help you get the word out any way we can. And yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you're great, man. Absolutely great. I do have some couple questions for you,
Yeah.
and I am sorry if you did say this and I missed it because I'm reading people's people are responding and stuff. But do you support memoless transactions?
Not yet, but it's coming. Ever since Monero came on the drawing board, thank you, Boone. You're a legend. I think Boone, he can take a bit of credit here and say, like, I added Monero to THORChain. And like, not only that, but he also made sure that Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and whatever else coin is integrated with THORChain actually now becomes private. You can use, you can trade your Bitcoin into Monero and then, send it around a few times and then send it back. And then the trace is gone. So I think Boone, he has some bragging rights here.
Shout out to Boone.
Yeah, shout out to Boone. I mean, he's awesome. Just reading the Discord and the discussions, he stands his grounds and he has a firm meaning. I think that's awesome. The whole community discussions we have and the fact that people like Boone are there and he is not afraid of having a different opinion. That's awesome. That's good. But anyway, we don't support memoless yet, but it is something I want to support now with Monero coming up, because I truly believe Monero will be the single most highest volume pool on THORChain, period. Just because there's really no good way of buying Monero right now. There's not a DEX that supports Monero. There's all these, they're centralized exchanges, but they're fewer and fewer because of regulation and just the government being completely stupid. And then there are these other providers, but there is not a truly decentralized DEX for Monero, and with THORChain you get that. So there's the whole buying and selling of Monero, but then there's also the people who just want to make their coins private, take your Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin or whatever and make it private. Of course you have to know how to do it, but I mean, that's a whole nother use case, and it means trading volume for THORChain. So yeah, I think Monero will be big. So we are working on implementing memoless swaps. We will call it convert, a convert feature. So yeah, it's coming up.
Very good. Very good.
Nice.
The next question is about the app layer. Do you plan on supporting the primitives on the app layer at some point, or are you mostly going to be just like the swapping interface?
Yeah, that's a good question. The whole Ruggiero thing, it's still relatively new, I would say. It's what, a year or something, or a year and a half ago that Kujira changed to Ruggiero and all this kind of stuff. And it's only just now with the ADR that THORChain and Ruggiero has been properly married, I would say. So I haven't been paying much attention to it, but Ruggiero and the whole perpetual trading and stuff, which is not something you can do on the base layer on THORChain, is definitely something to look at, because perpetual trading, that's a huge market. So yeah, it's definitely a possibility. And then there's all these other kinds of financial products that Ruggiero will offer. We'll take a look at them and see. But yeah, if we integrate it, it will be perpetual trading at first.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then, there's some really features that I've actually used, like dollar cost averaging and stuff. And I think that's something that probably would go well. Maybe you don't want to jump into loans or these other things, but I at least not yet. I don't know. Obviously you have things, but yeah, man, I think that's really cool. Awesome. Someone asked the question here. It's it's okay. This is not me. This is not Kenton. Someone would like you to give advice. You are building your interface for simplicity, right?
Yes.
That's your main focus, to make it as simple and intuitive as possible. So, okay, I'm going to formulate the question like this. What do you think about the most important things for an interface to be intuitive for someone who goes to use it for the first time?
Can I get the question again?
No, I'm sorry. So when you go to an interface, like when you go to open a door, right? It's very simple. You twist a knob, you push or pull. How do you make your interface as simple as possible? Like, what are the things that you focus on to make it as easy for someone who's never seen the site before to be able to use it right away with no difficulty whatsoever?
That's a good question. If we assume that the user has no prior experience whatsoever, they've never tried Uniswap, they never tried swap.THORChain.org, they never tried anything. Then it's hard to like explain right away. But if people just have a little bit of understanding of things, maybe they just a teeny tiny bit, then like Depouch walks you through it itself. Like if you input a trade and you press swap, it says connect the wallet, and we have pre-selected your from coin and showing you which wallet you can use, and then you select. So we guide you in like intuitively from our interface perspective for how to do things, but it's still like if you don't know what connect wallet means and like you've never tried a swap interface and never seen anything, then it's just a matter of doing like how you learn anything else, and it's just trying it. And when you try something, it really quickly becomes intuitive. But again, like on Depouch, there's a very like, because we curate things like the whole token list and the when you select a chain to swap from or a coin to swap from, like we show you which wallets are available and all this kind of stuff for that certain chain. There's less room for error for the user, so we walk them through the experience of how to do things more.
Cool, perfect. I went ahead and just shared it so people can see, because dude, you've been really great. I really appreciate all the things you've said. You're just totally on par with us right here. So okay, cool. You have a very streamlined interface here. It looks like you have connect wallet, swap like this. Very cool, awesome. It is. This is the scrolling right here. That's it, guys. So no nonsense, simple. Here it is, and then you have a little. If you have questions or guide, you have the hey@depouch.com right here. I love it, man. I think I don't think I'm just putting some values here. 100 Bitcoin swap. And this could be my internet, guys. Okay, perfect.
There you go.
Awesome.
And then like we don't show the user per default the trading route, because I don't think it's important for the user to know the trading route. It just adds complexity. Like if your user like what is like, and on some interfaces, you see the trading route directly, and that I get it. It's good because it shows the user what's actually going on. On Depouch, we take a little bit different approach. Just before you do the trade and confirm it, we show you which route will be used, so the user knows exactly what's going to happen. If you press the settings up in the top right, you can actually see, so the best route currently is THORChain.
Perfect.
So that's like we show all the information, but per default it's hidden away because it's not relevant to the user. Like they just want something that works.
What is your slippage tolerance? I see you got auto. How does that work?
So slippage tolerance is essentially how much are you willing that the output differentiates. So like you can see that the expected amount out here is 3,342 Ethereum. So with the slippage tolerance being 1%, you allow that price to be 1% lower. If not, the trade fails and doesn't go through. Or maybe you get a partial refund. Like on some cases, you can get that. But the slippage tolerance is essentially like how far away from the expected output do you allow the thread to go through? And when we do auto, like we set the slippage tolerance, and our lowest default is 1%, just to make sure there's room for the trade to go through and it doesn't like get cut off.
So this is something I maybe let you know.
Yeah.
That I counted this on swap.THORChain.org, because there's like two types of slippage. in a sense, right? So you could, I think slippage technically means during the swap, how much does your output amount deviate from your quoted amount?
Mhm.
And but there are times where your quoted amount could be off by say 20% from your selling amount.
Yes.
And that's a different type of slippage. Those are two different things. And
Yes.
we had a user, STO was doing it correctly. We quoted the user a 20% loss basically on the swap. And then the slippage is based on that 20% loss. So it's like you're gonna have a max 21% loss on the trade. And even though we displayed it all, it was all presented to the user, he thought his 1% slippage was protecting him from that 20% quote. And I'm like, well, no, that's so I changed it so that slippage includes the quote.
Yeah.
So for example, most quotes are off by say 0.3%. You're gonna drive the price down 0.3%. So if your slippage is set at 1%, then you actually have a 0.7% slippage tolerance after the quoted price. You following me? That makes sense?
Yeah.
And I'm bringing this up too because I never, until people have problems or lose money or whatever, complain, you don't get the nuances of things.
Yeah.
And to be frank, I never really thought of it like that. I haven't experienced that myself trading. And so I'm like, okay, we got to fix this UI. We have to help protect the user. And so I'm bringing it up to you anyway, just to maybe something you want to incorporate or what have you.
Yeah. So like our slippage tolerance is based on actual slippage, which is like when you do a quote of say 1 Bitcoin to like X Ethereum, there's a price difference, which is like the first kind of slippage you're talking about. And then like from the expected amount out, like how much slippage do you accept there? Our slippage is that.
Yeah.
Like the difference between like price in and price out, we don't include that in the slippage because it is technically not the slippage, it's price differentiation.
Yeah.
So our slippage, when it's 1%, it's on the expected amount out. Like how far away from that do you accept? It's a really good point though, with having price differentiation also be part of it. I'm not sure if I would call it slippage tolerance at that point.
Yeah. We're calling it price protection. And so it's like to combine your quote and your slippage in one.
Yeah.
Which is what I think like the average person already assumes is what slippage means. And so that's the route I went with it. And again, I don't think any other you talk about differentiating yourself. I don't think any other platforms do it like this.
No.
So that could be a feather in your cap, something to promote.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't think it was that hard to code either. I don't think it was that crazy.
No. Like we already look at like the prices when we compare the routes and expect amount and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, we could just include it. So yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point because if people don't know slippage, what exactly that means, and like if they have the expectation that my input amount and slippage means the difference between the output amount. So yeah, that's actually a very good point.
Especially for trying to get people off sexes, they're not familiar with slippage and these terms and whatever. And all it's going to take is one bad trade and like, screw this. Right. And they're back to their sex. Right. So,
true.
Yeah.
I mean, price protection and doing that is a good solution, but the ideal solution is just to deepen the pools and liquidity.
Of course,
and capture the market. So no matter which route you do, you can always expect the price difference to be near nothing.
Yeah.
Like that's the goal.
Yeah.
But I get
STO is open source, so
Yeah.
you should be able to look up the code, see how we're doing it, just copy it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Cool.
that's
Well, this
awesome.
is great. I'm glad
Um,
you select specifically THORChain and Maya Protocol as your swap words. I just think that's just so freaking awesome, man. I love that, really do. Yeah, I just think that's just your heart's in the right place, and I'm really glad that we have you on the show so we can get more eyes on Depouch, because I didn't know, man. I don't know. There's so many things that's going on in the ecosystem, so I'm really glad that we can really crystallize this, because there's not only going to be a lot of sound bites from this, but I really enjoy that Kenton said he, would throw some articles at you, because if you are promoting exclusively THORChain and Maya Protocol, then it is well worth the time. I mean, I think that should be a perk. If there's interfaces that solely do THORChain, like us promoting them is totally good, right? I think that just makes complete sense.
we have Nia also, so like
I'm so sorry. I misspoke. I apologize. I missed that.
But
take it all back, Danny.
I take it all back.
Yeah.
And in the space, the podcast is over, guys. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's over.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, you're dead to us now, Bubby. Yeah.
But no, I think it's really awesome, man.
But like THORChain and Maya Protocol like was our priority. Like Nia came second, just to add redundancy.
Of course, yes.
Because like in truth, like if you look at it from a protocol's perspective, THORChain and Maya Protocol are truly decentralized and permissionless. Nia Intense is not. There are, like from what I've seen online, like some bad actors have been censored. I don't know if it's true or if it's not true. It's just something I've seen online. And if it's true, then the protocol itself is not censorship resistant. And to me, crypto is like, even though we can all agree we don't like hackers, we don't like people who steal, the horrible people should be in jail, not a part of society. We have to stand firm on our ground principles of like, why are we here? What are we doing? If we start shaking upon our ground principles, then we're no better than the traditional finance space. Like, we have to stand ground. Like, Bitcoin was built with decentralization to make like decentralization is not like a built-in thing of cryptocurrency. It's a tool we use to make sure that the protocol is permissionless and to make sure it's censorship resistant. You can see this on Ethereum. On Ethereum, there are mule relayers and mule builders that do OFAC compliant stuff, so they censor transactions. But because the Ethereum validator network is so big that there's so many validators, you can be sure that your transaction, even if it's not compliant with whatever government rule, it will go through. That's the decentralization. It's a tool we use to make sure it's permissionless, to make sure no matter who you are, where you're from, what color your skin is, your age, or whatever other arbitrary thing you can put upon people, then it just works. Like, as long as you adhere to the protocol rules, it just works.
Love
and
it.
That's,
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No. Yeah, but that's just like, that's why we are here. And like, if we start like shaking upon those principles, like, what are we even doing? Like, if we're just like, I know there's this whole movement of like stablecoins and moving it on chain and stuff. And to be fair, like, moving the US dollar from, like, I would say like the best thing with the US dollar, if you hold it, that's holding it cash, because I can go directly to Denny and buy his silver or his guns, and only me and Denny knows that transaction has occurred. So that's like the best way, but still we use the US dollar, which means we trust the US government and they still control the money. So like, that's the best thing, but it's nothing compared to Bitcoin, which is like, no government runs it. Nobody trusts it. Like, it's decentralized, it's permissionless, and like, no one can stop it. Nobody can say you can't do this trade. Nobody can just print trillions of dollars out of the thin air and just destroy all purchasing power, because we all know the protocol rules, we know the code, and everybody can verify it, everybody can read it. So yeah, and like, my point with the US dollar is like holding cash and trading cash US dollar is probably like the best thing. next best thing to trading, to just like using cryptocurrency as medium exchange, which you should do. Like use native cryptocurrencies. Don't use stablecoins. Like I get they're awesome for certain things, but like you still trust the government, and like holding US dollar as a stablecoin, that's better compared to holding it in a bank, because a bank, like you need to be 18 and maybe I don't know, maybe you live in some country where you cannot even like store the US dollar in your bank account because the bank doesn't allow it or whatever else. Like I don't know. By having a tokenized US dollar, everybody can hold it. Like you have a cryptocurrency wallet and there's no KYC, no nothing on it. You can have the US dollar, but the issuer of the stablecoin can at any point just freeze your coins, freeze your US dollar for whatever reason. Like, I'm not saying they're going to do it, but they can. And like, that's why we have native cryptocurrencies. They cannot be frozen. They cannot be stopped. They just work. They don't care who you are.
Yeah, I love
I
it.
think,
And
I
you know,
think trying to create a decentralized stablecoin is like trying to create perpetual motion.
Mhm.
It's just it can't work. And we do have a decentralized stablecoin. It's called Bitcoin. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I think that's I don't think it's possible for us to get out of that. If you want access to dollars or have that dollar peg or whatever, there's some element of some possibility of censorship or
Yeah.
freezing your control or whatever. So at some point, the market's going to have to decide which currency, which unit of measure do they want to use.
Yeah.
You know, what you guys were talking about before, BubbiByte, is this is something that I've really thought about a lot, and I think I've mentioned it to Kenton. But you know, I think it's time that we actually plant our flag, because you were using the words like sexes and DEXs, right? But we need to really establish what a DEX is, okay? And based on what you just said, I think you can only make the case that there are literally only two DEXs in existence right now, and that is THORChain and Maya Protocol. Because if you have a permissioned element, it's centralized. It's a sex. I don't care if you think you can call your validator set, you know, diverse. If there can be transactions censored, right? If there is a filter, then that is not a decentralized DEX. Like, decentralized has to mean something. And I really think we should think about really planting our flag and doing like some sort of PR campaign and say, hey guys, DEXs are great. And just so you know, there's only two that exist in the whole world right now, THORChain and Maya Protocol. And if you want to call yourself a DEX like us, then you need to meet these three simple things, or whatever, right? Maybe you can describe them different ways. But what we have built here, this engineering effort of THORChain and our friendly fork Maya Protocol, it's a 0 to 1. And I don't like people using the word DEX. I just think it's disrespectful to language and to the ethos. I think we can be a little bold here and say, no, you're not a DEX.
It's
You're
cultural
something.
appropriation, and
Yeah,
we're offended by it.
we are offended.
And
Yeah, that's my
you're
hair
gonna
you're
listen.
wearing.
You're gonna use our pronouns.
Right. That's
Stop
right.
using my pronouns. Yeah.
Exactly. I like that. I like that. Let's do it. Now, I think that's the one example where that makes sense, right? Because language has to mean something. Words can't be arbitrary, because that's what a lot of the cultural revolution stuff is. There's the abuse of language, right? That you're a sexist, you're a this, you're a that. People throw these terms to weaponize them to intimidate people, right? Well, if we're describing something, I think it's essential that we are accurate. And that work, because this is a new industry. Like, we right now, the three of us in here and everyone watching, the people who are watching the recording, like, we are building this industry in real time, right? We get to determine where this goes. We get to determine how it's described, how it's defined. Let's do it. Let's make a standard, right? Like, we have to. Otherwise, it's chaos and it's too arbitrary. And you know. Anyway, I rambled, but that's what I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
agree.
yeah. THORChain and Maya Protocol definitely has bragging rights. Like, they are the only truly permissionless cross-chain DEXs. I would say Uniswap and some of the like EVM DEXs are also proper permissionless to the point where you
How
can
many?
argue.
I haven't checked on Uniswap. How many assets, like cross-chain DEX, can they do Bitcoin native Bitcoin swaps
No.
now?
I don't think so. Like that's what I'm
Right.
saying. Like cross-chain DEXs, you have THORChain and Maya
Right,
Maya
exactly.
Protocol that has bragging rights for saying we are
Mhm.
like we planted the flag on the moon. But like for EVM DEXs, I would say that Uniswap also can say that they are.
Of course, yes.
But yes, yes.
Something to think about, Kenton. Let's plant our flag, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I do have
Just
some
ha-
articles like
just-
that planned for the blog.
just
Love it.
Just have
Yeah.
like a rune cartoon character on the moon planting a flag saying,
What
"We
is
are
a
a
DEX?
DEX." Yeah.
I love it.
You know.
I love it. Very cool. Well,
Well,
man, this is awesome. Go ahead, Kenton.
No, to say, Bubby, is there anything we haven't talked about that you want to bring up that you want to chat about?
Like in terms of Depouch, I think I've said pretty much all I wanted to say. Like, I think I've made like my points in that perspective. So yeah, I
You
don't
can,
really...
if you want to rant about something else, you're welcome to.
Yeah, man, give us some sound bites, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Have you ever been to the States before? You ever gone to the United States by chance?
No, I haven't.
If you
I want
ever
to.
go, I'm gonna take you shooting. Okay.
That
You just
sounds
gotta
awesome.
come to the West Coast. Come to the West
Yeah.
Coast. I'll get, if you get close enough, I'll come to you. Okay.
And trust me, shooting a propane tank with a shotgun is a lot of fun. You gotta try that. Everyone has to experience that once in their life.
Yeah, I mean, I heard like when you guys met up at like Bitcoin, the Bitcoin conference, I believe it was, where you then you brought, wasn't it Bitcoin conference, right?
Yeah.
It was a Bitcoin conference. Yeah.
Yeah, and you met up and like you then the story of you bringing like that chat told of you bringing like a dozen guns to Las Vegas, and just in the parking lot. It sounds like you had a good time.
It was a really good time, and it's just, unfortunately, I wish I could have brought more, because I showed Kenton afterwards some guns that I have, and he's like, "I want to shoot that." I'm like, "I'm sorry." You know, my suspension on my vehicle with all their guns and ammo was like this. You know, we're driving like, you know, it's a problem, right?
A dozen guns, 1,000 rounds of ammo, and 4 dudes. That doesn't look suspicious. That doesn't look
like no, it's totally normal in my country. That's great.
It's not in mine. Like I live in Denmark currently. I say currently because I mean currently. But in Denmark, it's like guns is not a thing people have. Like we have no weapons in our society at all, and like only criminals have them and the police. That's it.
Sounds scary. I don't like that.
Yeah, like Denmark.
When you say criminals and police are often synonyms. They're often they're not different at all. Just a little FYI. Right?
I mean, I would say like criminals that just I don't know what's it called, like stop people on the street and like rob them. I would call that a criminal. Like,
of course, and
like hopefully the police will stop them. But the funny thing is, which people doesn't really realize, is the police. They there's not a button to push to make them materialize in front of you between you and the robber. Like they come afterwards.
Yeah, they react to the crime. They don't prevent the crime.
So it like the whole gun discussion is not a thing here in Denmark, but I think it's a valid discussion to have whether or not to have the proper means to defend yourself, because otherwise the police should invent like a teleportation button where you can just like press "I'm being robbed" and they materialize in front of you. That should be.
There's a saying in my country. It says, "When seconds count, the police are just minutes away." That's the phrase, right?
Yeah.
And the thing with police is, you know, I've been to Mexico a few times, and I had to bribe a few police officers so I could go back home, because they pulled me over for a BS reason, right? It's like, "Oh, we're going to tow your vehicle. You know, you're going to have to stay a few days." And I'm just like, "How much money do you want?" $300. Okay. Get the fuck out of here. I'm going home. You know what I mean? So like, it's just, when you have a group of people, you can call them police, law enforcement, whatever you want to say, when they have a monopoly on power, it will always lead to abuse. right? You have to have a counteracting force. And that's just the way it is. We're seeing that now in various countries. I don't want to get too specific on a live stream, of course, but you know, the ability for the own people to defend yourself is an essential part of the human experience. You must be able to defend yourself, your own family. It's clear, right? So it's an
This is why
alien thing. It's an alien thing for a lot of European countries. But when you come and you fire weapons, you will understand. I'm telling you, you will understand. You should have saw the smile on Kenton's face. I didn't know he could smile that big. I had no idea. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of fun, man.
this
Right,
is why we
Kenton?
THORChain. This is why we're doing this, guys. This is why we
That's
build
right.
Depouch.
Yeah.
Create a free world. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
mean-
you should be, when Depouch, if you ever have someone who swaps, like, we'll got to get to the laws in our countries where if someone makes $1 million swap, they get sent a free gun in the mail. That's how you have to have it. You know what I mean?
That's not going to happen in Europe. Like,
Not yet.
like we can't
Working
even
on it.
I don't know what Europe like. We're like they're trying to just censor everything. Like you, like I don't know
know.
what like Europe is going off the rails with censorship. Like
I know.
it's,
Canada too. Oh, the West. The West in general. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's it's actually really sad. Like I think it's I don't know. Like is this appropriate for this podcast?
It is now.
We can talk about anything you want, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. This doesn't matter. Why are we here? That's the main
Well,
reason.
the
right?
censorship. It is appropriate. That's
Yeah,
we're
yes.
building anti-censorship.
Yeah, I just
tech.
like I just think like it's funny that the Western governments are implementing all these regulation and censorship rules, because if you think about it, it's a really big disrespect to like the founding fathers and like the people before us, because for the first time in human history, we have Western society, which is actually the most free humans have ever been for like ever.
Ever.
Like we have been living under kings and dictators and all these other kind of things, and now for the first time we actually have a somewhat democratic system, a somewhat decentralized system, where the power is shared, but like the direction the Western countries are going in is towards censorship and towards like dictatorship, essentially. And I just think it's like it's so disrespectful. Like what? Like what's going on here?
Well, here's the thing: is tyranny is actually the norm throughout our history. We go tribalism. They've always had a chieftain. You've always had a overbearing, centralized power. It is a good organizing function, but it's not the best for your quality of life as an individual, typically, right? And so what we have now, where you have a government with shared power, this is actually an extremely new phenomenon. Very, very rare. If you like the history of our species, it's probably like 0.05% of our species. So what we have now is actually the exception. Right. And they want us to go back to default settings when it comes to the power structure. Right. They want to take that away. And so this is exactly the point why I'm so invested in THORChain and why I try so hard is that, you know, fixing the money, of course, is the first part. And to your point, yes, I mean, it's so disrespectful. I mean, not even talking about the founding fathers. There's things that came way before my country, the Magna Carta, right? There's so many things. The formation of society, you know, like in Greece and things like this. Like there's my own founding fathers were standing on the shoulders of other giants, right? Like they did not conceptualize these things just, you know, within their lifetime. This has been a long, hard struggle to get to where we're at. And we got to bring it back. We got to stand our ground and bring it back. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, and like the thing is like in like cryptocurrency movement from my perspective is actually the best way to try and fight the state. Like we're not trying to fight the state just for the purpose of fighting the state, but we're just trying to take back our financial freedom. We're saying, well, when it comes to money, we want financial freedom. We want to be able to trade with each other, swap with each other across borders, and like without the state saying that you cannot do it. And also, if you live in a country with a lot of censorship, like how are you going to trade with other people, and how are you going to undermine your government and like try to break free and get some freedom? Cryptocurrency is essentially like the best way for you to take back some freedom.
Guys, I love it, dude. This is perfect. Kenton, someone just coined something. Okay, this was Boone. He just messaged this. We should call ourselves Not sex, not DEX, but a PEX, permissionless exchange. Make a whole other category.
Oh, interesting.
PEX.
Yeah. That's actually
A PEX.
probably because I was thinking, well, you can be decentralized, but still have
Permissioned.
censorship,
Right.
right?
Yes.
The being decentralized just means no one can tell you what to do, right?
Yes.
There's no single person in control. So a decentralized network could easily come to consensus that it wants to introduce censorship. But it just makes it also impervious to any individuals that want to enforce censorship on it if the consensus is against it. So that actually isn't a bad idea by Boone. Yeah,
We're
permission.
PEX. THORChain and Maya Protocol are
Yeah.
a bunch of PEXs, baby. PEX.
Yeah.
I like
Boone-
that, guys.
Boone once again throwing out like
Yeah.
the
Good
golden
old
things.
Booney. Good old Boone. I like
But
that.
yeah.
No, PEX, that's a sick idea. Go ahead, buddy. Sorry.
I mean, but yeah, to your point, Kenton, like decentralized doesn't mean permissionless, but like you cannot be permissionless without being decentralized, and you cannot be censorship resistant without being decentralized.
Correct. Yeah.
So like it all starts with decentralization, and from there we can enforce the other things.
Yeah.
I guess you could try and make something permissionless and censorship resistant and have it centralized, but you would get shut down immediately. Like
Yeah.
that's why we do decentralization. It's to make sure that no actor can say you're responsible. Like the answer is nobody is responsible because there's nobody to point at. Like who are you going to say? Who is responsible? The developer, the node operator, the validator, the user, the relayer. Like who? So yeah.
THORChain's Pexy. Pexy. I like this. Permissionless exchange.
Yeah. Then should be
Well-
decentralized.
Well, guys, should we start wrapping it up here?
Yeah.
I think so.
We'll end it on that. The
Real quick,
permissionless
let me
exchange.
try the new intro, Kenton. Ready? THORChain is the world's leading Bitcoin PEX. Oh boy. Okay. I love it. It's great. Man, this has been so awesome. Thank you. And you've totally got the ethos, and I'm so glad we did this.
Me too.
Kenton, are you the one that got this one scheduled? Good job, man. If it was,
Yep.
I don't think it was me. So
I forget how we got chatting.
You wrote on Twitter. You made a reply to one of our posts saying you want to come on the THORChain podcast and talk about how awesome Depouch is.
Yeah.
And yep.
Kenton.
Yeah. Good. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for replying, man. It's great to have you.
I mean, it's me. Like it's my honor. Like you guys are legends in the THORChain ecosystem, and like I'm truly glad to just be on here and like having the opportunity to be here. So like thanks, and it was fun. Like we should do it another time.
It's really great.
For sure.
And you know what? Here's the thing is if there's anyone out there who has a similar interface and you want to come on the show, just reach out. Please reach out. We loved it. We want to highlight every single person and project that is aligned with THORChain on this show. That's the entire point. And this is your time. Like Depouch, Depouch talks everything. So that's the whole goal. And thank you for coming on camera, man. It makes a big difference. It does.
Yeah, man.
I know.
for sure.
I understand not everyone can do that, and I'm not saying everyone should do that. Please, if you want to be anonymous, by all means. But it's really nice to have a face with a voice. It's really nice. So
Yeah.
all right, boys. You think we should wrap it there? What do you say, Kenton?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, guys, this has been an amazing, amazing podcast. Thank you so much, buddy, for coming on. I appreciate it. Guys, always remember, for THORChain data and insights, please follow @RayAnalytics on X. He does written recaps of these podcasts, too. I'm sure he's going to have a lot of fun with this one. And always remember, guys, the views expressed are solely of the hosts and guests. Any action taken based on this information is at your own risk. Past performance is not indicative of future results. The THORChain community does not endorse or condone illicit activity of any kind whatsoever. Next Saturday, we're going to have Morpheus on, guys. At Morpheus AIs, $MOR with David. Really looking forward to that, guys. Going to learn about them. And then, of course, The Thursday, next Thursday, I get that order. Sorry, guys. We're going to actually have Rajira on for Thursday. It's going to be mostly Rajira stuff. So this is going to be a lot of fun. If you want to join that one, you can, buddy. Please, by all means. But so, guys, if you have any questions for Rajira, whatever, please tag me. I will bank them throughout the week. If you cannot attend the show, I know a lot of people are in Asia time zone and it's just 2 a.m, so you can't make it. So just tag me. I will make sure your question gets answered. With that being said, guys, I hope everyone enjoys the rest of your weekend. We'll catch y'all next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.